of getting some kind of revenge on this man for what he did to him is what kept him from crying. He made a complaint, and this was last year. We filed and brought out witnesses and everything, gave all this information to Internal Affairs. It got, I think it was Peterson, Sergeant, I don't know, Lieutenant Peterson, she's captain right now. She handled it. She did a fabulous job. She really had this case investigated, and it was so serious. They had 10 violations against the officers. They wanted to bring them before the board, but what ended up happening, somehow the case got canceled, and it went back to the assistant chief, and she instead ended up letting the 2 officers off, especially O'Connor, the one who actually violated my nephew. He got off with nothing, and Officer Ray's got off with nothing, and then Holly got an offense for some faulty paperwork, and she ended up with 1 day of suspension. So my point is, this happened in 2007. If they had paid attention and given some real weight on what they did to Officer O'Connell, we wouldn't be here today with these additional people who he has assaulted. I also had given Internal Affairs because the officers tried to pretend that they don't strip search people on the street. I know they do it at random. One of the attorneys in the area sent me some copies of where other people had made the same complaints. Nothing ever has happened in all 3 cases of the reports that they sent me. The officer, again, Dennis O'Connell. So Dennis O'Connell has done what did to my nephew and gotten away with it. And what's really surprising to me is that this young man that you see the pictures of, I visited him a day after it happened, and his nose was broke, his eardrum was busted, there was blood splattered all over his house, all on the back porch. You can see the knuckle prints of Officer O'Connell in a metal door. That's how angry this officer was, and he went in there and dragged this kid out on the back porch in front of his parents after he maced him and beat the mess out of him. And why this is just becoming public is beyond me. Internal Affairs has all this information all this time. What happened to this? If they had done something even then, maybe this would not have happened to this young man. So we don't know how many people out here that are being assaulted. Few come forth because they find nothing ever happens. But if they ever do something one time to one of these officers and send a clear message, you cannot go in our community. I don't know if they're on drugs or what their problem, but you cannot come in the community and take your vengeance out on our community. And because there's other violence going on in the community, we cannot just forget about what the police are doing in our community, because what they are doing is just as bad as these young kids out here committing violence in our community.